Good evening, students. So the other day we have been discussing the cell structure of algae. In this you have two types of cell structures. The group prokaryotic group consists of the mixophyceae, that is called cyanophyceae, and it is also called the cyanobacteria, where you can find the bacterial characters of prokaryotic nature, no definite nuclear membrane and lack of mitochondria, chloroplast, and this Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, and the ribosomes are of 70S type. Whereas in the remaining classes they have this eukaryotic nature having a nuclear membrane and the cytoplasmic organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids, and ribosomes are of 80S type. And a speciality here you can find the chromosome number varies from 2 to 592. So in Porphyra linaria there you can find the chromosome number is 2, and whereas in Nitrium we have 592. So now today we will see the pigmentation in algae. So the pigmentation is one of the criteria for the classification of algae, and majority of this algae, the chlorophyll A is present. There are three types of photosynthetic pigments are seen here. Chlorophylls, it is green in color, it is a universal pigment, you can find in all groups of algae. Next, in these chlorophylls you have chlorophyll A is universal, and chlorophyll B, C, D and E are restricted to some classes of algae. Second one is carotenoids. These are colored pigments, and these may be yellow and orange or red colored pigments found in almost all classes. It includes the carotenoids are of two types. One are called carotenes and the second one xanthophylls. In addition to this, we have these biliproteins. These biliproteins are found only in algae, so those are also called the phycobilins. These are water soluble, and there are two types of these biliproteins. Phycoerythrin, it is red in color, that you can find in rhodophyceae, and both you can find phycoerythrin and phycocyan in blue color occur in rhodophyceae and cyanophyceae. But whereas here the more amount of phycoerythrin is found here, so the red, it looks like red algae, and this little amount of phycoerythrin and more amount of the blue color and also actual chlorophyll color, so they are blue-green algae. Next here, each chloroplast having a spherical body inside, it may be two or more than two, those are called pyrenoids. These pyrenoids are present in all chloroplasts. Here an example of this Chlamydomonas is given, where you can find this pyrenoid is present inside this one. The pyrenoid is present here, pyrenoid, this is the chloroplast, and inside have a pyrenoid. See, these are the pyrenoids are nothing but the starch depositions. If you happen to see, it is a protein part surrounded by the layers of starch, that is called pyrenoid. Next, the reserve food material. This is also one of the important characters or criteria for the classification of algae. Since these algae having chloroplasts, they prepare their own food material, and they are autotrophs. The reserve material is in different forms of starch. In chlorophyceae, it is true starch. In rhodophyceae, it is Floridian starch. In Phaeophyceae, it is laminar in starch. In addition, mannitol also present. In Euglynophyceae, it is paramylon. In Xanthophyceae and Basilarioophyceae, this is fats, oils, and in the form of lipids. Another important character, that is the flagella. The flagellar arrangement also an important criterion for algal classification. The flagella or cilia, generally those are organs of locomotion and occur in majority of the classes. There are two types of flagella. Flagella is classified into two types. Number one, whiplash, that is the smooth type of flagellum, and the second one is tinsel type. The tinsel type having minute hairs. The tinsel one having minute small side hair like structures you can find. These are called mastogonemes. So two types. So here the number, the insertion and kind of flagella may be a constant in each class, and it is an important criteria, as I told you already, for the classification of the algae. So these motile cells may be biflagellate, having two flagella, or sometimes in Eulothrix they are quadriflagellate. Here you can find four flagella. This is a zoospores of Eulothrix. And the next one we will see regarding the arrangement. If the two flagella are of same type, that is both may be whiplash type or both may be tinsel type, that is called isocont, that is having similar type of flagellum. And this type you can find the isocont in chlorophysi members like Chlamydomonas. Next, heterocont. If having two types, one may be whiplash, another may be tinsel, that is called heterocont condition, that you can find in Phaeophysi members. You can find here is a whiplash type and this one a tinsel type. The next one, the arrangement, this flagella regarding this one, in red algae, rhodophysi, and blue-green algae, cyanophysi, flagellate forms are completely absent. So I told you the flagella, it is made up of 11 fibers. Center you can find 2 fibers and surrounded by 9, those are called the doublet microtubules. They are made up of microtubules. This is one of the cell organelles. Regarding these microtubules, in the center we can find 2 and surrounded by 9. Each one is a doublet. Each one is a doublet, and a total you can find, this is called the 9+2 pattern. So all these things it will form a flagellum like this. Flagellum like this. And next we will go to the reproduction in algae. Algal reproduction. This is also one of the important criteria in the classification of algae. Here you can find 3 types. One is vegetative reproduction, another is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In the vegetative, what happens? The cell itself or the algae itself gives the cells without taking any spores. The second one with the spores but not involvement of the sex organs. In the third one, sexual reproduction, involvement of sex organs and fusion of the gametes takes place, that is sexual reproduction. Regarding this vegetative reproduction, the first process by fragmentation or accidentally the algae is cut into pieces. Each piece will develop into a new plant, and then example regarding this example, Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Zygnema, etc. Regarding the asexual reproduction, the plants produce a number of different types of spores. Number one is zoospores. Zoo means moving spores. Moving spores are called zoospores or motile spores. When the conditions are favorable, generally the asexual reproduction takes place when the conditions are favorable in vegetative as well as the asexual reproduction. When conditions are favorable, only it will take place. In the asexual reproduction, the first type of spores are called the zoospores. Zoospores are produced and they develop into a new plant. You can find in Lothrix and Chlamydomonas and Edogonium, you can find zoospores. Next, aplanospores. Plano means moving, aplano means non-moving or non-motile, not moving. And these spores are thin-walled spores, they never move and take some rest and they develop into that particular algae. Example, Chlorella, Ulothrix. The third one, hypnospores. Hypnos means thick, so the cell having a thick wall around it and take some rest and again develop into, sometimes they are going to develop into new plant. Those are hypnospores. Example, Chlamydomonas and Vaucheria. The next type, achainids. The achainids store some food material and having a thick wall around it, and conditions are favorable, it will develop into a new alga. Example, Cladophora. The next one, Palmella stage or palmelloid stage. So in that particular stage, Palmella is a name of algae. In that particular stage, if any plant look like this Palmella, it is a palmelloid stage. So the zoospores or aplanospores, so when conditions are not favorable, surrounded by a gelatinous layer and take some rest. Whenever the conditions are favorable and these spores coming out and give the new plant. Example, Chlamydomonas. So since the Chlamydomonas cells looking like a palmella, it is a palmelloid stage or palmella stage. Next, regarding the sexual reproduction, the next one is autospores. Auto means self. When the resting spores are looking like or similar to the parent cell, those are called autospores. Autospores, example, Chlorococcus. In this they produce autospores. Next we will go to the sexual reproduction. This is based on the morphological structure and physiological function of the gametes. The sexual reproduction is of three types. Number one, isogamy, that is the fusion of similar gametes. Anisogamy, different gametes. And oogamy, it is a fusion of male gamete with ovum or egg. Sometimes what happens, this may be heterogamy, another name may be given in some books there, isogamy and heterogamy. In that heterogamy, one is anisogamy, another is oogamy, both are same. Next, regarding the isogamy, the fusion takes place between the gametes which are morphologically similar. If they see a gamete, both are same, but physiologically dissimilar means there one may treat or function as a male, another is a female, so that you cannot see outside, but looking similar, so it is called isogamy. And the isogamy may be, they may be motile gametes, the gametes move one place to another place and fuse, and sometimes non-motile. So different examples are given, Chlamydomonas here and non-motile Spirogyra. Next, regarding the anisogamy, here you can find the name itself indicating that different, that is morphologically different. So some are bigger gametes, the moving gametes, or very maybe small gametes, and morphologically and physiologically different gametes. So different, DI. The male gametes are smaller and active, they will move speedily, whereas the female gametes are larger and sluggish, slow movement. Just like sluggish means snail like very slow movement, that you can find in Chlamydomonas brownie, is an example of anisogamy, oogamous type of reproduction. So in this oogamete, what happened? Fusion of ciliated active male gamete. Male gamete is very small and active, whereas the female gamete is large, passive, stationary, not moving gamete. So that may be the name ovum. So this type of movement between a male gamete and ovum, that is oogamy. Example, Edogonium and Chlamydomonas coccifera are some of the examples. We have many examples, of which some examples are given here. So here you can find very clearly regarding this isogamy, moving of similar gametes of same size, And anisogamy, one gamete is very big, another is small. Generally the bigger gamete is treated as female gamete and smaller gamete is treated as male gametes. And whereas oogamy, here no flagella and stationary, another is male gamete having flagella. This type of movement is known as fusion, is known as oogamy. And we see the classification of algae. So in this classification, Fritsch, as I told you, is the father of international merit, father of botany. He classified algae into 11 classes in his book Structure and Reproduction of Algae based on the following criteria. One is the pigmentation, I told you already, that depend upon the pigments in different classes, and reserve food material, flagellar arrangement, callus organization, and reproduction. The algae are classified into 11 classes. Now let us see the 11 classes of algae and their names. Different names are given. For example, chlorophyceae are called green algae. Like that, they are given some names. The second one, xanthophyceae, is called yellow-green algae. Chrysophyceae, known as brown-orange algae. Basilarophyceae, yellow or golden brown algae. Cryptophyceae is known as the nearly brown algae. So these are the interest only. Sometimes they may be called like this. The plant this what's called Chlamydomonas is generally called green algae. Nobody say it is a chlorophycean algae or chlorophyceae member, but it is called a green algae. Like that, you can remember these names also. Next, Dinophyceae is called a dark yellow algae, and Chloromonadinae, bright green algae. Euglenophyceae, pure green algae. Phaeophyceae, brown algae. Rhodophyceae, red algae. And Mixophyceae is blue-green algae. This Mixophyceae is also known as Cyanophyceae. Blue-green algae is also known the Mixophyceae or Cyanophyceae. And finally, we will see the economic importance of algae. In this, we can discuss the economic importance in both two side headings. One is the beneficial aspect and another is the harmful aspects, just like bacteria. So here you have the first one, the beneficial aspects, nitrogen fixation. Most of the blue-green algae are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen in the heterocysts. So if you happen to see the blue-green algae, in blue-green algae there are some heterocysts are there. There are bigger cells and these are small cells. The bigger cell is known as the heterocyst. It only fixes the atmospheric nitrogen and supply to the soil. So under aerobic conditions, nitrogen is fixed by these heterocysts. So these plants having, each plant is having one or many heterocysts, so they fix atmospheric nitrogen and increase the soil fertility. For example, the nostoc, Anabina, Calothrix, Cylindrospermum, Cytonema, Tolipothrix, etc. are used in fixing atmospheric nitrogen. Next, algae as food. So the single cell protein, SCP, single cell protein, that is, a protein is collected from a single cell or unicellular algae. That's why it is called single cell. Unicellular algae like chlorella and spirulina, these are unicellular algae from which the proteins are prepared, so it is called SCP. Those they having rich proteins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. So they are used as food, and they are used commercially. A powder is also available, spirulina powder is also available in the market, which gives more proteins, protein powder like. Next we have this. Because of having high nutritive value, several algae are used as food. Not only this, spirulina and chlorella, those are called SCP only. The remaining plants, for example, porphyra, that is used in China and Japan, they are used. because of having high nutritive value. Porphyra, alaria, laminaria, alva, enteromorpha, ascophyllum, etc. are used as food. Algae for space. So generally the chlorella, syndesmus and chlamydomonas also are capable of providing high amount of oxygen by way of photosynthesis. So these organisms are used in spaceships to get sufficient oxygen. Algae in industry. So many industrial products are found from algae. The first one is alginate, and second one diatomite or kieselguhr. The third one is agar-agar, and the fourth one carrageenan. The first will be the alginate. Alginate is also known as the alginic acid. It is obtained from the cell wall materials of brown algae. So brown algae means P-O-5C. Brown algae like laminaria, ascophyllum and fucus, etc. This alginate may be used in different ways in pharmaceuticals as emulsifier and stabilizer, as well as for making pills, for preparation of tablets, etc. This alginate is used, and also used in the preparation of soaps, jellies, cosmetics, toothpastes, polishes and dental impressions. If you go to a dental doctor, where you can find, if you lost any teeth, they used to take the impressions with the help of this alginate or alginic acid powder only. They will take the impressions. So this is also used to take the dental impressions. Next is a diatomite. Diatomite, or this is also called a kieselguhr, also called the diatomaceous earth. Generally the diatoms, a group you can find in algae. These are having siliceous walls, silica walls you can have, and a number of diatoms used to die, and they settle in the basins of rivers and seas years together. So accumulated in the sea and freshwater basins over years and form a huge deposit, just like earth, huge deposit are there, and they may be cut into pieces and you can use in different ways. For example, in making soundproof rooms and constant temperature rooms, etc., they have to fix as an insulation inside the room so that it will be constant in the temperature, etc., and used also in the boilers and refrigerators as insulation material. And packing of corrosive chemicals, and also manufacture of dynamite. That's a very important point for the manufacture of diatomite. And filtration, generally in furnaces, etc., heat liquid may be filtered. In such case, this diatomite is used to filter such heat liquids. Algae in industry, regarding another one is agar-agar. I think it is familiar because it is used in tissue cultures, etc. The material is extracted from the cell walls of certain red algae. So alginate brown algae, this is from red algae, Gelidium, Gracilaria, Gigatina, etc. So regarding the uses, it is used as a medium in culturing bacteria and fungi. It is used this in mediums, and also used in pharmaceuticals, in preparation of tablets, and leather and textile industries, and also used as a stabilizer in ice creams. So if you prepare ice cream in our house, just it is easily melting, whereas if you purchase in a market melting slowly because of the stabilizer use of this agar-agar in this ice creams. The next thing is the carrageenan. It is another algal material, and take from the Chondrus crispus. One algae, it is obtained from the Chondrus crispus. Regarding the uses, it is used in milkshakes, cheeses, jellies, creams and fruit juices. And this is also used in painting and printing medium. And another use is also used as emulsifier and stabilizer, the carrageenan. Another economic importance regarding this source of minerals and elements. The members of brown algae are generally called the seaweeds or kelps. Remember, these are two technical terms, seaweed and kelp. These are generally the members of brown algae. Brown algae means A.V.V.S members. So they have the source of obtaining iodine, and in addition they contain many elements like the bromine, boron, copper and cobalt, chromium, iron, manganese, molybdenum and zinc. So for which the examples of these kelps or brown algae are laminaria, sargassum, fucus, etc. Regarding these medicines, so even from algae also have a number of medicines. The first thing is chlorellin antibiotic is obtained from chlorella. It is having antibacterial activity. The second one, carrageenan, obtained from Chronodus crispus, note down, and it is used as a blood coagulant. And the third one, agar-agar, it is obtained from Gelidium, Gracilaria and Gigatina and used as a laxative. Laxative means to pass urine, to produce urine, the medicine is used. Regarding the fodder, fodder means a cattle feed. Fodder means cattle feed. Cattle feed is the fodder. The members of A.V.V.S, those are the seaweeds, contain nutrients and they may be fed directly to the cattle. So these plants may be cut and give to the plants, or they may be dried, ground and add as a supplement with this prepared food material. So this is may be used as fodder. The members of A.V.V.S, Ascophyllum, Laminaria, etc. Next one, the sewage disposal. This also is studied in bacteria. Sewage disposal is very much problem in developed countries and developed cities. So it is nothing but a domestic and industrial liquid waste which is deficient in oxygen but rich in organic and inorganic materials. So algae like chlorella, Cendismus, Chlamydomonas, etc. are grown in shallow tanks containing this sewage. So those are called oxidation or oxygen tanks. There you can grow this algae like chlorella, Cendismus, Chlamydomonas, etc. And so these algae which are growing here by rapid photosynthesis produce abundant oxygen. So the microorganisms like aerobic bacteria use this oxygen and decompose. This is decompose this decompose the organic material, and thus the sewage gets purified. So in the same way we can purify the sewage water with the help of these algae. So far we discussed the beneficial aspects of algae in different ways, and finally we will see the harmful aspects of algae. Harmful aspects. So the first one is the spoilage of drinking water. Spoilage of drinking water by this Anabina and Microcystis not only spoil the taste of the drinking water but also produce toxic substances. Produce the toxic substances and which are dangerous to the human as well as the animals which consume that water. The water filters are blocked due to the growth of diatoms, Spirogyra, Oscillatoria, etc. Generally nowadays all are using these water filters. So what happens? Soon if your water is contaminated with diatoms, Spirogyra and Oscillatoria, etc., just they will block the minute pores, and this is waste that we have to serve again. So this is the blocking of the water filters by these diatoms, Spirogyra and oscillatoria. So another toxic effect by this dinoflagellate algae, that is Primnesium and Gymnerium, these are extremely poisonous to fishes. Extremely poisonous to fishes. So next, the spoilage of drinking water, the blue-green algae and microcystis secretes a toxic substance by dihydroxyamine. Dihydroxyamine. So this is a chemical substance produced by these microcysts, by these blue-green algae like microcystis, which not only kills the aquatic life but also the birds and cattle which drink that water. So if those birds and cattle may be used by a human being, they may be attacked by this poisonous substance. And the next one, the last one, is the parasitic algae. So we discussed already in this habit, some are parasites, parasitic algae like Cephalourus virescens. It causes rust disease in tea, coffee, pepper and citrus species, and it reduces the value of those leaves. Thank you.